Hello, DigiFam. It's Prodigious, and I'm back with a new segment that I'm going to be having on my channel. So, over the next couple of weeks to possibly even months going on, it really depends on how much I can squeeze this in here. Basically, I'm going to have a tournament, but not just any old tournament. I'm going to have a tournament that features a bunch of my decks that I have had on my channel, both from the janky to the super competitive, rogue, and anything in between, and basically going to have them go up against each other. Now I'm going to try and keep it as close to an actual tournament as possible. I even try my best to try and keep an eye on how long each round lasts for each deck, as it were. And also, you all get to help me vote which version of the decks you want to see be played in what way, like in real life versus on DCGO type of deal. There will be some times where I can't actually play it with the real cards. I will just have to settle for DCGO. But I do want to hear from you all which version of the gameplay you actually would prefer more. So that being said, so basically the way the tournament's going to work is going to be at least 4 rounds. And of course, each win gets you 3 points. So that means if you actually go 2-0 on your first round, you should have a total of 6 points. Or should I say, the decks in question will get 6 points. Let's say they go a deck that went 2-0 in the first round, goes into the second round, and it loses the first part, and then it manages to squeak out the last wins it needs to actually go forward. So it's going to only get 1 point for losing, but it will go ahead and still get 3 points for the win and another 3 points for winning at last. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to try and bring it up on here on my randomizer that I managed to make up online here. All right. So as you can see here, I have a huge list of various decks. Now, do I have every deck out there on here? No, of course not. There's going to be some decks that just will not be featured. But I do feature a bunch of decks that has been on my channel, and even some that haven't. Most of them probably haven't been. And there's even just some high-tier competitive decks on here. There's some rogues. I mean, just to name a few, we have Shine Greymon, Gallantmon X, Ragnar Lordmon, Malomyotismon, 7 Great Demon Lords. We actually literally have each of the 7 Great Demon Lords in their own deck. 3 Great Angels, Pyramidi, Hexablow, Adventure. I mean, there's just all kinds on here. So the grand total comes out to be 64. So by my math, that figures to be about 4 rounds just to figure out our top 16. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a quick shuffle here. All right. Now I'm going to give it a spin, and let's get an idea of, let's say, I don't want to do everything all at once in the same video. So let's go ahead and just say this is the announcement of our first, let's say, 4 matches for round 1. And these aren't going to be matches done in this same order either. They might be featured in a whole different order than what they appear. Okay, so first up we have the Liberator deck of Necromon. Go ahead and remove that from the list so we don't get it again. Give it a couple more shuffles. And now let's find out who Necromon will be facing off in the first round. Alright, so Necromon will be up against a deck that I know I've definitely have featured on this channel, my Warping Agumon build. Alright, so that's going to be interesting. Give it a couple more shuffles, and let's find out what another one of our matches will be in round 1. we got Puppets version 2. Now, I will go ahead and just say right now that that does not automatically include the Kaguyamon line. When I say version 2, I mean mainly like an updated version of Puppets besides just the initial run. So, sorry to disappoint, but just throwing it out there right now. Alright, so Puppets will be up against... Ooh. Puppets will be up against Jessmon, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Sistermons are technically considered puppets. I could be wrong. So, that'll be an interesting matchup. Give it a couple more shuffles. And let's give it another spin and see what our next bout will be. So we're going to have Raid Wargreymon Toolbox. This is basically a variety of different stuff that goes towards Wargreymon specifically. Alright, so that will be up against... Rapidmon X. I believe I have featured that on the channel before, but if I haven't, it'll be a good chance to show it off now. Alright, give it another shuffle here. Let's give it 2 more spins to find out just what our next combatants are going to be. Alright, so Omnimon Ace Cyber Sleuth. So that one's definitely a strong one. And it's going to be up against... Ooh. So something that you don't really see much talk about anymore. That is Digipolice. An offshoot, like, branch of D Brigade. So will they be able to swarm the field before Omnimon comes out? Or will they just be all tucked away? Alright, so just a note again. We got Necromon versus Warping Agumon. We got Puppets versus Jessmon. We got Raid Wargreymon Toolbox versus Rapid X. And then we got Omnimon A Cyber Sleuth versus Digipolice. Now, that is still just part of the first round, but I don't want to announce everything that's happening within the first round all in one video. So, yeah, stay tuned, and as soon as I can get these videos up, you will be seeing them for yourselves. Alright, so this has been Prodigious. Sorry I've been gone for a while. I already stated in my previous video what all was happening. But I'm back, and I'm ready to make some content for you DigiFam. Alright, until then, I'll see you soon.